Today I'm going to talk about the 7 toxic habits that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia. Let's talk about body dysmorphia. I probably had body dysmorphia for, I want to say, the best part of 20 years. And I've got to a stage now in my life where I feel really settled in my body, really grounded, really happy. And honestly, it's not something that really concerns me or something that is at the forefront of my thoughts every day. Because let me tell you about body dysmorphia. It is soul destroying. It is soul destroying. It occupies your thoughts every second of every day, and it is consuming. And in being consuming, it is so draining. You are worried about what you look like. You are worried about what someone perceives you as. You are concerned about the space you are taking up, the space you are not taking up. You are thinking about your next meal. You are thinking about what you look like today, what you want to change today, what you are overly concerned with and really, really depressed about your body. And it is so consuming. It is so consuming. And the thing is where your attention flows, your energy goes. And where your energy goes, your attention flows. So it's this cycle that you are in that you almost can't get off of, because you're consumed about something and concerned about something that you want to change, or that you're worried about, or that you're not happy with. So you're constantly thinking about it and your energy is going there, and what you're concerned about is getting your full attention, and it's almost getting the full capacity of your attention. So I am going to go through the 7 things today that have really helped me to go from this hyper-focused, hyper-vigilant, hyper-depressed person that is so consumed by the way they look and their appearance and how they're perceived in the world, to being someone that just lives their life through this body that they've been given, and actually finds peace and joy and fulfillment in life in things that are not concerned with body image and what I look like. The first toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is accepting my thoughts. So when you have a thought that you look in a certain way, or that something is true, perhaps that you don't feel good that day, or that you think someone's judging you, or that you're judging yourself, I want you to ask yourself, is that true? Like, is that thought actually true? Start questioning yourself. And the way I do that is with a somatic awareness practice. And that begins with being aware of your body, being aware of how you're feeling, being aware of the sensations, and truly getting into the feeling state of your body. And this begins with being aware that your thoughts are not you. So everything that we think doesn't have to be true. About 90% of our thoughts are either negative or recurring from the day before. So if you thought something yesterday and believed it, because our mind is tricky, it gets us to believe things that are technically not true. And you have that thought on repeat every day for days and days and days, you don't know the difference between that thought's reality and your actual reality. So one thing that I quit is actually believing all my thoughts, catching them as I'm thinking them, maybe noticing your thoughts as you're thinking a negative thought about yourself, and actually thinking, is that actually true? Do I have proof that that's true? Is that person looking at me truly judging me? Or are they in their own life, in their own story, experiencing their life through their own lens? Because the truth is that we experience our life through the lens of our past experience. And that is true for every single person in the world. So how they perceive an experience is not how you perceive it. And in doing so, you can realize that they have in their own life experience, and that all you have to do is stay in your own lane and be concerned with what you're thinking or not thinking. And what that does is it gives you that separation, that slight separation from your thoughts, where you can actually witness them and question them. Is that true? And I guarantee 99% of the time that your negative thoughts about yourself are not actually true. The second toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is looking in the mirror as I'm working out. I understand that working in the mirror is beneficial for form when you're working out, but come on. When you have body dysmorphia, the reason that you're looking in the mirror when you're working out is not to check your form. The thoughts that you are thinking are more than likely pulling yourself apart, putting yourself down, telling yourself what you're not or what you need to work on, judging your body, looking at your body. And truly, when you're in the middle of a workout, you don't need those thoughts. You don't need that chat in your mind. So the thing that I did was I worked out, and I still work out now without a mirror. Yes, there's a mirror in my home gym, but I don't look in it as I'm working out. You know your form. You can feel your form. You know and feel if you're in the wrong position. You don't need to check the mirror every 2 seconds because you're not checking your form. You're checking what you look like, what your outfit looks like on you, the size of your body, and more than likely you're judging yourself. So as you're working out and you're trying to do this beautiful, beneficial thing for yourself, moving your body in such a beautiful way, you have all these thoughts, all these self-deprecating thoughts that you don't need. So don't look in that mirror, you don't need it. The third toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is wearing black clothes all the time. I wore black clothes for the best part of 10 years when I was truly in the depths of my body dysmorphia. All that did for me was hide me. It made me into the background. It made me feel safe. It made me feel unseen. It made me feel like I didn't matter, that if I could wear these black baggy clothes and hide myself, that no one would look at me. And that was true, or I felt that was true at the time. But also what that did is it made me feel worse about myself. It made me feel depressed, and it made me feel worthless, and it made me feel like I didn't matter, which is essentially what you want to feel when you have those thoughts and when you have body dysmorphia. You already feel that way. So you are looking for ways in your external environment to validate the fact that you are correct. So what I started doing was wearing navy or wearing denim or wearing blue or dark blue or any other colors that weren't black. I started shopping and wearing clothes that actually fitted me, that weren't 3 sizes too big, that actually made me begin to have that confidence, and colors that actually suited me. They don't need to be these pinks and these bright, extravagant colors. But what that did was that softened my look. And it's not all about the look, I understand that, but it's the feeling it gives you. It's the feeling of wearing a color that it's not so harsh on your skin that you feel that you are part of the background, the wallpaper, and truly getting real with myself and the fact that I was wearing those clothes, those black baggy clothes that were 3 sizes too big for me, because I wanted to shrink and I wanted to hide. And all that did was keep me in that stuck pattern of thinking that I didn't matter and that I wasn't worthy. So get creative. Wear shades of blue, wear shades of navy, wear shades of grey, and just work your way up to wearing different colours. When you begin to do so, it's not that scary, and you realise that you do matter and you don't need to fade into the background. The fourth toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia was wallowing in self-pity. When you feel down about your body image and concerned and truly engulfed in this body image culture, you don't feel great. You feel so depressed and so down, and almost it gets to a stage where you are on your knees begging and praying for it to go away and to live this normal life. That you see other people living this normal life and going about their day, not worrying about food, not thinking about their body image, not being concerned about the way they look. And you honestly wish that you can be that way, but you don't know how. So what I did is I started a morning gratitude practice. And this got me into the way of thinking in a different way. And in thinking in a different way, it got me to feeling in a different way. I would wake up every morning, and I still do now, and I write 5 things that I'm grateful for the last 24 hours. So what that does is it gets you constantly looking in those 24 hours for things that you can write the next morning. You are not concerned with the way you look in that sense, because you are looking around your day and looking for things that you can be grateful for that have nothing to do with your body image. And what this does is it takes you away from being so consumed with the body image, and it gets you thinking externally, thinking outside the box about other things that you are truly grateful for in your day. So within those 24 hours, you are looking for things, you are actively looking for things. And in doing so and noticing them throughout your day, it gives you that feeling of gratitude for them. So not only are you writing them down the next morning, but you're feeling gratitude for them throughout that day. And the key here is to write them down and to pause and actually feel the gratitude, not just write it, feel it. And when you find things that you are grateful for in your life, it almost takes the bird's eye view and the zoning in on your body image and what you look like away from it. And you have other things that concern you and interest you and make you happy in your day that can fill that void. Because all you're doing is filling this void with negativity and zoning in on your body image to control it. But when you have things in your day that you truly love and are grateful for and bring you joy, you can focus on other things. The 5th toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is having no hobbies. So when I was in the midst of my body dysmorphia, I was so focused and so controlling with everything in my life that I lost all my friends. I didn't have any hobbies. I wanted to be alone. I wanted to stay in. I wanted to keep myself safe, and I wanted to keep myself in this bubble where I could just control everything. But what that did is it took away all my interests. I wasn't interested in doing anything that I loved to do. The art, the poetry, the reading, the moving my body. I lost interest in everything. Getting a hobby, one that is nothing to do with body validation, changing your body, dieting, food, unless you love food, that is, and cooking. But I would suggest getting a hobby that has nothing to do with changing your body, creating food or eating food, walking, maybe creating art, seeing friends, hiking mountains, going to an art studio, starting a somatic practice, maybe reading books. Something that can really spark your joy and spark your interest in life again that has nothing to do with changing the way you look. The 6th toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is always being in my masculine energy. Now, what do I mean by that? When you have body dysmorphia, you tend to be more on the controlling side of things. You want to control your food. You want to control your environment. You want to control the way you look. And it's almost as though you can't or don't feel ever enough in control unless you have this tight grasp on your life, your circumstances, what you eat, where you go, who's looking at you, how much you go outside, what you do, the movement, your exercise routine, your eating plan. And it is controlling and strategy driven, which are elements of the masculine energy type. So the attributes of the feminine energy type: being relaxed, being receptive, softening, taking your time, being well rested, enjoying life, finding the joy in things, rather than being always on the defense, always controlling things, always needing to strategize and move forward and have a goal in mind. And I'm not saying that it's not good to have a goal in mind, but we as females are not meant to be always strategizing and in our masculine, in our defense, in our strategy, in our control. We are receptive, creative, responsive, flowing beings. And that's reflective in our cycle every month. That we don't always have to be driving ourselves to achieve. That in our cycle there's different energy types, and that we can be receptive and soften and still be achieving because we're well rested in doing so. So what I started doing was implementing practices that would allow me to soften. And that can be as simple as taking a bath instead of a shower. Allowing yourself 10 minutes in the bath rather than a minute shower where you're in and out as quick as can be. Can you perform the same thing but soften? Take your time. Allow the energy to flow to you. Another example could be hanging the washing out. And it can be as simple as everyday mundane tasks. When you're in your masculine, you would be hoping to achieve it as quick as possible in the most strategic way possible, hanging out your washing as quick as can be. And if you were in your feminine, you'd be taking a little more time, being more mindful, being more intentional with the way you move your body and the way you hang the washing out, rather than being quick and strategic and controlling about it. It can be as simple as that. The way you do everyday things. Opening the door you could open it really, really fast and rip it open because you've got something you need to do that's on the other side of that door. Or you could be intentional about it and feel into the way your body kinetically moves to open it, reaching your arm out, opening the handle, pulling the door towards you, and just slowing down slightly. And what that allowed me to do is, when I was eating and when I was going about my day, and even the thoughts that would come in that would be racing thoughts, thinking about how I looked, how I was judged, how I can better myself. How can I slow those thoughts down? How can I question those thoughts? Is that true? And can you see how all of these link together? By slowing down and being more intentional and mindful and being in my feminine, I naturally slowed down the pace of my life and slowed down and eased my control over things. The last toxic habit, the 7th toxic habit that I quit to heal my body dysmorphia is cutting out toxic people. I was a people pleaser. I would make other people comfortable and other people happy at the expense of my own comfortability. I would be quiet. I would not speak. I would shut my mouth. And all in all, I was withholding so much resentment and energy and tension in my body with everything that I wasn't saying and everything that I was allowing to go on so that I wouldn't rock the boat for them. And what I was doing really was absorbing their energy and allowing it to engulf me. I was allowing them to take the reins of my life. And with that person perhaps being abrupt or energy draining or self-centered or demanding of me, I was allowing them to drain my energy. So I would get to the end of the day and I would be so depleted and so tired and zapped that I couldn't think straight. I used to have lots of people in my life that were very toxic, very self-centered, and I allowed them to be there. But all people do that are that way inclined is drain you. They take away your vibrancy, they take away your energy, because not only are they zapping your energy and draining it by having this toxic energy in your field, but you are constantly trying to make them happy and drain yourself and quieten yourself and not speak up because you don't want to rock the boat. Because if they're happy and the boat is safe and stable, then it makes your life easier. Is it in the long term? It doesn't make your life easier. It makes your life very, very upsetting and unhappy, and you end up feeling really drained and really depleted. And that overall has been one of the pillars in healing my relationship with my body dysmorphia, is not having someone in my life that feels so toxic and so negative, because what that does is it mirrors to you. So you almost become a mirror of their toxic negativity. You begin thinking in the same way as them and acting in the same way as them, and their speech, the way they talk, becomes imprinted on you, and you become a mirror. So it's true that we become similar to the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So maybe take a inventory check and see what effect on you the closest 5 people have on you in your life. I hope this has been helpful. These truly are the 7 pillars that have helped me in healing my body dysmorphia, from going from a very controlling, self-deprecating, negative mindset to truly loving who I am, enjoying living in my body, and seeing this body as a vehicle and a vessel through which I can live my life and experience other things. And that it's giving me life, just as your body is giving you life. And your body wants you to thrive, and it wants you to live the best life possible. But if we're so focused on pulling it apart and all the things that are wrong with it, we can't see the outside world. We can't see the joy and the expansion and the excitement and the possibilities ahead of us if we're so inwardly focused on changing ourselves for all the things that we think are wrong, but that are not actually wrong. I would love to know your thoughts and your ways of healing your body dysmorphia, if you have it. What are your experiences with it? What have you found helpful? What have you not found helpful? I would love to know your experience in the comments, and if you found this video helpful at all in any way, I would love you to subscribe and like this video. It truly helps me, and I appreciate you so much. Until next time, see you soon.